L
I
U
S.
I think you have to be on LSD to enjoy this.
Phil.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to 31 Days of Horror. I am Morgan Film Fan. Let's jump into some scares. We are on day 24 right now with another House of Psychotic Women entry, and this is the fourth one. I have reviewed the other three on the channel. You can go check those out. If you just type in House of Psychotic Women, I'm sure you'll find them. And this is the other side of the underneath. Now the cover has some boobies on it, so I can't really show that, but basically you have this scantily clad woman with her breasts exposed, being crucified essentially. This is a Severin release. I really liked how each of these films were very different from each other. I really appreciated that. This one being the most experimental and art house, absolutely, by far. This is a very, very trippy film. This is directed by Jane Arden, and she was a British director, and unfortunately she passed on in the 80s, but this film was made in 1972. It's not even really labeled as a horror film. It's labeled as a psychological, feminist, experimental drama. But watching the trailer and being that it's part of the House of Psychotic Women box set, which is mostly horror films, and from what I saw of the description of the film and the trailer of the film, to me this definitely fit horror, because Jane Arden was very anti-psychiatry, meaning she thought that psychiatry and therapy caused more harm than good, so she would always argue about that and advocate for it. This film apparently has some people in it that are actually on LSD during the filming. I like how these films also come with an introduction to them, and by this person who wrote the book, House of Psychotic Women, and she explains that the actresses, some of them were on LSD. I don't even know if they're really actors or actresses necessarily, because this almost seems faux documentary. A lot of the scenes don't seem scripted, and it's just literally people tripping out on screen. You start off with this drowning woman, and she's being kind of resuscitated with mouth to mouth, and then you follow this woman in particular. She's in a white dress. She looks quite young, and she's just having a bunch of mental breakdowns, and you see a lot of people in this film having a bunch of mental breakdowns and tripping balls. And I mean, if that's not horrific, I don't know what is. But this film is very real and very raw. I kind of love it for that reason, but I also kind of don't and can't relate to it in a sense. This is the type of film, and most art house films and experimental films are, that they're made more for an experience rather than a plot or a story. Obviously Jane Arden is portraying a theme here, and she's going for something, and she's going for the exposure of like I said, it's an anti-psychiatry film, so she's, you know, not poking fun, but exposing the harm of psychotherapy, essentially. And you have a lot of scenes where, you know, there's one scene in particular that is really horrific and freaked me out, where you have these two women, both are in a toilet, and the shot is on both of them. They're clothed, they're just sitting on the toilets. But the woman in the white dress is there, she's like tripping out, she seems like she's on drugs, and then there's this other seemingly little girl looking, she's very small, and she has this creepy mask on with long hair, and it's straight out of a horror film. Like it's a horror image, it's straight out of a nightmare, and they captured that nightmarish shot really well. And then you have scenes closer to the end, especially where it starts to get really softcore porn. You see people on screen having sex. Now, you don't necessarily see penetration, but you see exactly what's going on. You see fingers going into places. You see, you know, humping and all that, and everybody is naked on screen. So probably not stimulated sex, probably actual sex, especially if the people are doing actual drugs. I can't imagine they're not having actual sex. And then, of course, you do get the crucifixion part of it, and it's quite sacrilege, but it doesn't really, they don't commit to it fully, I find, because they bring the crucifix up, but then they bring it right back down, and it's not, you know, it's not as violent and it's not as graphic and sacrilege as I thought it was going to be. But it is there, and it is at the end. Other than people tripping out on screen, there's, you know, conversations going on. There's scenes of performances where you get this woman like on stage in panties, and she's doing this some kind of dance. When it comes to the feminist thing, because it's very clear that Jane Arden was an advocate for feminism and all that. Now, I don't understand exactly what message she was trying to deliver with that in the film. I definitely saw the anti-psychotherapy thing, and that made a lot of sense. There's a lot of hippie culture, a lot of it. This is 1972, so this is like 3 years forward from Woodstock, and it shows the UK hippie scene like crazy. Free love and all that is really exposed on screen. So like I said, it's an experience of a film, but you know, it does merit some rewatches, and it's hard to talk about a film like this. It's even hard to rate a film like this. I'm glad I saw it. I just don't know how to talk about it and review it, because it's just an organization of scenes of people tripping balls. There's this woman, for example, like she wears this like clown outfit, and she has like a bird's beak on her nose, and she keeps like saying like mathematical equations and nonsensical stuff, and she looks horrific because of the way she's dressed. She's very creepy looking, but she's very clown looking at the same time. That was interesting. I guess that's the best review I can give to this film, is interesting, but it is also horrific, and it gets very nightmarish in parts of it. There's this film that I want to rewatch that comes in a box set from Arrow Video, not Severin, called Carnival of... It's not Carnival of Souls. It's like Carnival of Evil or something. But anyways, it kind of reminded me of this. Now that's totally different. It's not like there's no message to it. It's more of a linear film, but there is nightmarish sequences in it, and that's why I'm comparing the two, because there is moments of this, especially with the music and the scratchy like string instruments and violins and cellos, very scratchy. There's this scene where this band is playing, and I swear to God, very experimental music. Some people are all over this shit, and I've met like hipsters that love this kind of stuff, but these people are just hitting the keys of organ and like scratching this violin and tweaking this I don't even know what you call it, this machine that reverbs noise and stuff, and they're literally just making noise. It's just noise. There is no music that I hear that I like. It's just not for me, and I'm just like, this is so, and they're so loud and it's so aggressive, and it's just, I'm like, just, this is noise, like, and they're performing a concert with it. It's just, I don't know, it's I don't get it. But I liked the imagery, especially. The music is what it is, but the imagery was cool and the characters were interesting. I don't know who was acting and who wasn't. It seemed like the majority of people were definitely on LSD, so it makes sense that the introduction, the woman giving the introduction, I do not know her name, but she gives the introduction for all of these films. She said, like, yeah, a lot of these people were on LSD, and it shows. And it shows the director's, like, I don't mean this negatively at all. It just shows her mental state, like her mental, like the way how she views the world. And I mean that completely neutrally. I don't mean that good or bad. I'm just saying you can definitely see the type of person this woman was, and how she thought, and how she lived and how she viewed the world, how she experienced it in her own mind and putting it onto art kind of thing. So very interesting in that way. But that's day 24 for 31 Days of Horror. Yeah, I get horrified when it comes to psychology and the human mind and mental illness and all that stuff. To me, that's horror. So this one definitely fits. And this was one of the more interesting entries in this 31 Days of Horror. Definitely not my favorite film. I did give it a 2.5 because there's, you know, it's a neutral one for me. I liked a lot. I didn't like other things. Some things worked, some things didn't. Mostly I didn't get the film, but I also enjoyed viewing the film. That's all I got on it. So that's The Other Side of the Underneath. It's part of the House of Psychotic Women box set. Comes with 4 films, and I got them all reviewed now. Thank you for joining me once again for spooky season. Until next review, I will be back. Stay tuned, come back for more, and let me know your thoughts if you've heard of this or if you've seen it before. But if you haven't, let me know what you think of the sounds of it, I guess. And until next review, sleep tight tonight.